CJ came back to Los Santos to take what was his, but 4 of the most dangerous men alive were already running every corner of his city. CJ stepped off that bus, touched the Grove Street wall like he never left, and Franklin was already watching him from the far end, clocking every single move before CJ even knew anyone was there. Franklin told Tommy. First, then, Trevor sat up straight and got that dangerous grin. Then Michael heard it on the phone, tapped his armrest. 3 times, said 3 words, hung up, and stared at the city. CJ stood at the Johnson house door, breathed once, and walked in. Then he and Franklin faced each other, and when Franklin told him how things ran, now CJ shook his head and pointed at Grove Street, and neither moved. Trevor came at CJ talking before he arrived, and CJ stopped him with 2 words. Then Michael talked smooth, and CJ shook his head once, and when CJ and Tommy finally stood in front of each other, neither spoke first. CJ mapped every operation on that block with his eyes in 2 minutes, and Franklin watched him do it and respected every second of it. And Trevor followed CJ through Strawberry, talking the entire time without one response. CJ took Grove Street back, block by block, like the street never forgot him, and Franklin watched every bit of it from the end of the block. And when Tommy heard what happened, he said one thing, and Michael nodded slowly. CJ stood at Mazebank and took in how far the city grew. Then Trevor got in his face and got complete calm, back instead of what he expected, and Michael dropped the smoothness, and CJ actually responded to him. Tommy and CJ listened to each other in that diner booth, like 2 people who actually understood what the other was saying, and then all 5 of us were at the plaza together at night for the first time. CJ found Grove Street in the lights from Vinewood, and Franklin found it too, and when they looked at each other up there, they both knew where the other one started, and neither one needed to say it. Trevor said something real to CJ at Vinewood that nobody expected, and Michael told Tommy he had CJ wrong, and Tommy said he knew since the diner, and then all 5 of us were in the safe house, just in the same room. Merryweather moving on South Los Santos ended the debate in 1 second, and all 5 of us were at that map. And CJ pointed first, and nobody questioned it, and nobody argued about who the city belonged to. CJ and Franklin took South LS back without a word between them. Trevor hit Merryweather like he had something to prove, and Tommy and Michael pulled the whole command structure apart from the top down. CJ and Trevor covered each other without once being told to, and Franklin stood in his secured street looking at Grove Street in the distance. And when all 5 of us found each other, nobody said a word about ownership. CJ and Franklin said things on Grove Street that were both completely true, and CJ and Tommy said what needed to be said, and Trevor told Michael what CJ said to him, and Michael said that was real. CJ stood on that corner in the morning and understood he did not come back to take the city. He came back to belong to it again, and then all 5 of us were on Grove Street, and Trevor looked around like he had never seen it. CJ, Tommy, and Michael said the same truth 3 different ways, and Franklin and Trevor watched them, and then all 5 of us walked down Grove Street in the morning, nobody leading and nobody following at all. If you stayed till the end, you already know, like and subscribe for more.